turn the P in front of my name around into a 9, and then once in Spanish is 11, 911. Then my first name is 16, 15, 14, and you would think the next number, I mean, sequentially would be 30 or 13, but it's 35. Then my last name is 16116161119. You take the sixes out, the three sixes, and you get you get 6 ones and a 9. I find that very, very interesting. It makes me question whether I am the beast of Revelation. But as I've said before, long before I realized this or did this, see, I realized the 9/11 part on my first name like 5 or 10 years ago. But the funny thing about it all is when 9/11 happened, I was preaching God's wrath was going to come. Because not only did I realize I was being watched in my own house, they were cloning, they were doing all this cloning stuff, and they had debates about it on Sunday mornings when everybody's at church. So the church people didn't see what they were taught. Well, maybe, but Um, and I'm like, no, you don't play God like that, And then one day I woke up and I seen that one of the towers was on fire. I was like, whoa. So I started flipping through Revelation. I said, this has to be there. I mean, this is everything I've been saying. This is it. This is it. So I looked and I looked. I found it actually pretty quick. Chapter 17 and 18. And I've been preaching that for 20 some years. And everybody said I was crazy. They treated me like a terrorist. And now you can find people preaching the same thing all over the world. Look on YouTube. There's tons of people preaching the same message. I don't know if it's 100% true, but the pieces certainly do fit when you interpret it properly. And I remember when 9/11 happened, there was a hurricane off the coast of New York, and I'm like, the great millstone that's in chapter 18 and 17 and 18, it says he cast a large millstone into the sea. And if you're someone that lived 2,000 years ago and you got a vision of a hurricane like we get on, the news from like a satellite radar picture, how would you describe that? Well, one way you might describe it as is like someone threw a rock in the water and it, you know, created ripples and a hole in the center for a split second. And it made sense to me. Made perfect sense. But see, that hurricane, nobody thinks about that. Even the people who preach about it don't realize that part of it because they didn't hear about this until long after. See, I realized it right away. That's why I noticed the hurricane when no one else did because they didn't even know this was a thing. You know what I mean? And would they have ever known? I don't know. I think some people knew long before it even happened, honestly. But um had I not found it in the book before the second tower even got hit and I was aware of it, would I had been able to piece together the hurricane part of it? No, that would have been long forgotten in history and never brought to the table. You understand? It would have never been a factor. It would have never been a part of the picture, you know? Even after other people picked up on it. Because it would have been long after, right? But anyway, so what I've been saying long before I even found these numbers or any of it, I've been saying about how people are stalking and watching me and sabotaging me and, all this stuff, the gang stalking. I've been saying that when you accept that behavior as normal, you might be accepting the mark of the beast. Well, then you look at my name, I might be the beast, but not in a bad way or a resemblance of you're the beast. or the people or organizing all of it, or the beast. And me telling you that, like 6ix9ine, I think when he was getting beat up, he was saying, "You're going to hell. You're going to hell." Like you're going to hell for what you're doing to me. You make no mistake. If you accept this as normal and you take part, even if you accept it as normal, you're in trouble. But if you take part in it, you're in serious shit. Now, I could preach that all day long, but now when discovering these numbers, I could say, "Damn, am I the Antichrist?" I'm open to anything if you can prove it. If I am, I am. You know what I mean? But maybe that's not it. Maybe this is just confirmation of what I've been saying about you and what you're doing. This is the proof. These numbers are the proof. Because you could say, yeah, right. No, you're just another person. Oh, well, I think a lot of people, I think millions of people, if they told the truth, would say that's a lie. But nonetheless, right here, these numbers. I don't think it's about me being evil. It's about you being evil. You accepting the mark of the beast right here in these numbers. You are accepting the mark of the beast. Fucking with me.